This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
It's the Russell Reed Show.
Welcome to the Russell Reed Show. Busy night tonight. What you're hearing in the background is a hot band out of Atlanta, Georgia called Europe. They're going to be calling in about 7:45, talking about their upcoming stuff they're going to do. And about 7:15, Playboy cover model Lisa Yield. Sorry, Lisa. Should be calling in. And welcome back, Alex.
Thank you.
You've had a busy week.
I sure have.
Let's see. You've wrapped a couple movies?
Yes, I'm man, if everything goes as planned, I think I'm at 12 feature films by the end of the year.
And you just started back at graduate school.
Yes, started graduate school.
Psychology?
No, business with a concentration in finance.
Oh, there's a difference.
The psychology I had to forego. The application process was just a nightmare. Is that somebody calling in? I don't want to interrupt anything.
I usually put everything on. I turn that off. So. Okay.
The application process is just too much with like all the testing you have to go through. But it's funny. What was ironic is I had applied to a school at the beginning of the year for psychology. I kind of got rejected. Not really. It was more like I had to be put on a waiting list because they just had too many kids coming in at once. And then they're like, well, we'll call you in the fall. Well, I didn't plan on that, obviously. Well, the day I started graduate school this past Tuesday, I got a email from them saying, when can we schedule your interview?
Nice. Always the last moment.
Oh, of course. So, but I'm at peace. I feel like the program I'm in, what I'm doing, where I'm going, I'm at peace about it.
Very cool. And what movies did you wrap?
The most recent one was Moonshine Kingdom. Wrapped.
And we talked a little bit about that.
We talked about that last time. The one before that was Corey. I'm not sure if we hit upon that one.
No. What's that? Another horror?
I would say a psychological thriller.
Okay.
I wouldn't really call it so much a horror, but that was an interesting one. Really, really probably one of the best scripts I've ever read.
Okay.
The story is very strong. The characters are very strong. I don't want to give much about Corey away because it's going to be wow.
Okay. But
I get to play a nut. So there's your psychology background.
Okay.
So I definitely love the character. It was one of the best character roles I think I've ever done.
Okay. Very cool. And big night next Thursday.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm so excited.
Candyland premieres at Atlas Theaters.
Yes.
Up in Euclid. Mm-hmm. And doors open at 7.
Probably 6, because the movie starts at 7.
Oh, movie. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say, people probably want to start getting their tickets around 6 because, if we have a full house, which we very well could. I know from my Facebook event, I have 90 that have committed, supposedly. Over 100 said maybe. Because I really try to promote the heck out of things and really get people fired up. So we'll see who shows up.
And we promoted that to nauseum, but it'll be good luck. You're doing the red carpet?
No, not really. I go all out with a premiere. I get my hair done. I get my nails done. I get my makeup done. I have a Hollywood gown. I really go out. And you're going to find that some people will dress up. Some people will be in jeans and a t-shirt, even from the cast.
I probably could name the jeans and t-shirt people.
But, so you get a little bit of everything. But, you're in a movie. This is your premiere. It's come on.
How many
Be
premieres?
proud.
Yeah, how many premieres have you done?
This will be my third premiere, and it was actually my third feature film. So the first 2 feature films I was in, they've already been released. They've already had premieres. The movies are already on DVD.
Okay, and how do you don't have an agent?
No, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, so they get you all the work.
No, they get me some things. The agent I'm with and I've been with since January of this year, so it's still pretty new. They give me some things, but honestly, most of my stuff is on my own or through my manager, but mostly on my own. I'm really proactive about my career.
Okay, and so you get a lot of them, you read them over, like them, hate them, then you decide what you want to do.
And then I decide, and I'm very picky.
Oh.
Because mostly you have to be careful of who you work with, because this is a shady business, as we both know.
Yeah.
So you do have to be careful.
And, I mean, it's anywhere you go, you're going to have shades of...
Right.
Plug a book, Shades of Grey, or whatever that book was called.
But that doesn't mean everybody's like that, because there's a lot of professional, wonderful people to work with.
And it's just weeding out who, what, where, why, and all that, and you just go from there. Now, sure. I know there's I know Eddie's finishing up the final touches of everything, and Ari Lehman, I always get that confused, will be up, and his band First Jason, I guess, would be performing at the after party right next door.
Yes.
He was, for those who don't know, Ari was the little slimy kid that popped out of the first Friday the 13th and literally scared the hell out of everybody and kept them from swimming for a long time. He's coming into town for this, which would be very, very cool, and performing, I guess, right next door sometime afterwards.
Yeah, probably around maybe 9-ish or so, 9:30.
Depending on how
quickly people get out and get over there, yeah.
And how long is the movie? Do you have...
I would say it's about 90 minutes, give or take,
Now, what's the average length for a feature film?
90.
90?
Yeah, 90 to some are... I think particularly on an independent level, they really try to keep them under 2 hours.
Okay.
Especially, but it varies. I was in a movie that was shot last year that's going to be probably closer to 2 hours or at 2 hours. So. And
that's just, you guess what the editor and the director decide to make it.
Yeah, it always typically goes by the page number, how many pages are in the script. So if you have a page that's like 98 pages, you're looking at approximately 98 minutes. But that's give or take. It kind of depends on the editor. Depends, was there any scenes cut out of the movie? Things like that.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I like bringing them, because never really, the shows I've done had anyone that acted before. So a page a minute is roughly how everything goes. And you're writing a script right now.
I'm writing my second feature-length script, yes.
And how's that process?
I'm about, I would say, almost halfway there. Maybe between a third and a halfway there. And this piece is dramatic, very dramatic.
And you're going to star yourself?
No. I would never want to be in my own films. Never. Because I don't believe in doing everything. Okay, if you're the writer, the director, that's fine. You're in control of your project. But you shouldn't be acting. That's just too much. Then if you're acting, who's directing? And if you have a vision, you need to focus on that vision.
And you're going to direct.
Yeah, when I can afford to make these movies, yes.
Very cool.
Which will be someday. Not right now, probably not next year, but which will be hopefully within the next 5 years. And
you just you already have people in mind for a wish list of assistant directors, director of photography. What's the difference between director of photography and cinematographer?
Same thing.
Same thing, just wording.
It's just wording, yeah.
Okay, because I've never heard the Academy Awards give awards for director of photography. It's always cinematographer.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's the same thing.
Now, in independent films, are you I guess the word is licensed for, drew a blank. Happens. Do you have your Screen Actors Guild card?
No, but I'm SAG eligible.
And how do you become SAG eligible?
I became SAG eligible in, I want to say it was January of 2009, because I was in a SAG project. So that made me eligible. And I think that I could do like maybe 1 or 2 other SAG projects before I was like absolutely required to join.
Okay.
I think they give you 3.
Okay.
So
I was just saying, one of the things which I've seen here in Cleveland, because all of a sudden, because of tax abatements or what have you, it's become the mecca of doing movies. We just had the Avengers. I forget the Kevin Costner one. It's about draft day in the Cleveland Browns, and they're always calling for extras.
Right.
And if you don't have a SAG card, you can sit in the background, but you cannot speak.
No, you cannot speak.
And because it's a union
That's
union
correct.
job. Okay. And so, and you get paid.
To
And
be an extra, yes, you get paid.
is it an hourly thing or a flat rate?
It's it might have changed a little bit. Generally about $100 a day, give or take. They used to do, when I was in LA, it was like 8 for 8. $8 an hour for every 8 hours you worked. But if you like went over that, you got so much more, like $12 an hour, whatever. So I don't know if it's different now. It might be, 10 for 8 or 12 for 8. I mean, everybody's probably a little bit different. But if you're an extra, you could bank on making anywhere from, $60 to $120 a day, depending on how long you're there. Are you there 14 hours? Are you only there 8 hours? Are you there 4 hours? Like,
Okay.
it just kind of depends.
Because it always seems to be when they do a project like that, it's a Monday through Friday kind of
sure.
thing. And, you look at it, hey, I could sit there and be, in this Avengers movie having coffee and I could be on screen. But how do you ask to get a day off from work? You probably could call in sick.
How do you get a day off work? Yeah, you could call in sick. Some people's bosses are very accommodating. Just tell them, like, look. I mean, sometimes with advance notice, it's okay. But I understand. Not everybody's job, they can be accommodating. So
Yeah, I mean, some places you get personal days.
right.
Some places you get sick days. Some you just get paid vacation. But like you said, you got to give notice. How many have you sat in on
Extras.
as an extra?
I think I did one like 5 years ago. And after that, it was such a horrifying experience. I will never do it again. And I haven't. And anything. And major films, independent films, music videos, nothing.
What was so horrifying about it? But you're willing to stand up in front of a camera and talk and all that. But there you're just sitting and not really doing anything but maybe drinking coffee, eating a sandwich, or whatever the scene calls for. What's so horrifying about that?
Because as an actor, especially an aspiring actor, you must define yourself as an actor. Some people are okay with getting their start as being an extra and working their way up the food chain, per se, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are other actors who see where they want to be, what kind of roles they would like to get, and there's just no room for being an extra. Like with me, I just, my talent doesn't lie in being an extra.
Okay.
And I know that. So even if you could pay me $500 a day to be an extra, and I would not do it, because that is how against it I am. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being an extra in general. It's just not for me.
Okay.
Sure, when I go to make my movies, will I have extras? Yes. Will I pay them? Yes. But those are people who want to be doing that. And they might be serious actors like myself, or they might be just, grandma and grandpas who want to try something fun for the day and don't really put too much time and effort into acting.
And the weird part is, you, as an aspiring actor or actress, and you're sitting there as an extra, yes, does it look good on a resume?
Nah. I'm not impressed when I see it on people's resumes.
Because the reason I ask is, you always heard people say, "Oh, I was an extra in this movie. I was an extra in that movie."
Of course.
So you go see the movie, and it winds up on the cutting room floor. So how can you put it on a resume if you were technically there, but...
Because it looks cool, but trust me, it doesn't. It doesn't look cool.
Okay. I've always seen that, and I've had several friends that sat in, and I have seen a few of them, real quick. Then others, I'm like, saw the movie 3 times. Now, where was it? Well, I guess I got edited out. Okay, so I'll wait for the director's edit to come out on DVD and look for you there. Wait. Dude, I still didn't see you.
Right, of course.
I don't know what happened. But they would show me a paycheck. So I'm like, okay, it's...
Right.
You may want to make a photocopy for future references. And so you could go down for a casting call, get the opportunity to be an extra. Then it rains. And you just waste. Do you get paid?
Like if it's an outdoor scene?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure how they would handle that. Hopefully on production end, they would kind of foresee that, and maybe cancel it so they don't have 100 people coming down for nothing. But I'm sure if they did cancel it, people would get compensated somehow. They're not going to waste your day.
Okay. Yeah, because there's always, I saw one on Facebook, someone yelling for, extras and all that, and never had the desire to take work off to sit there. Would it be cool? Yeah. But understanding that, you could just be sitting there. It could just be a back. You would never see the stars of the movie at all.
Sure.
I mean, I guess allegedly, I don't know this for sure, but I was always told during the Cleveland shooting of the Avengers, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't really in town much. Every time you saw Iron Man was the stunt double in the costume.
Sure.
And, all this stuff with his face and all that was in Hollywood or somewhere else and edited in. So, I'm glad they're all over. Traffic is back to normal.
Yeah.
For as normal as, the orange barrel season will go.
But here's what I don't know if that I agree with. I think if you're going to bring large movies to Cleveland, it's nice that our people here could be extras or background, whatever you want to call them. But they still need to create more speaking roles. And I know sometimes they do, where you have a line or two. A lot of times that stuff gets cut. But I just think there needs to be more. I know we don't really have name talent in this town. I get that from a business perspective. But at the same token, if you're going to bring movies here or even anywhere, any state, I think it'll get to this point where we're given more of a chance to have a bigger role, even like a supporting role or a small supporting role, or just because there's talent here. There really is talented people here. But the problem is they all leave. They do their thing here and they all leave. And who knows? I might be here forever or I might leave. I don't really know. I'm just kind of, I don't really have anything here in Cleveland that's tying me down. I don't have kids. I'm not married. I'm not engaged. I don't even have a boyfriend. I'm kind of just doing my thing right now. And I do love it here. I absolutely love it. I love living in Cleveland because I can work in New York. I can work in Chicago. I can work in Detroit, Pittsburgh. I have all these cities really super close to me. But there may come a point in the next 5 years where LA might be more the option. Or if things are continuing to grow in Cleveland, it might be wiser to stay here.
Now, as far as being in the food chain, just starting out, you've built a resume of films.
Oh, sure.
They're all indies, and different levels of directing and acting and all that. And you go out to L.A. Or to New York. And you go on a major casting call. Is it more about quality or quantity for producers to hire a person?
Quality. Because say I've been in 20 films and maybe only 5 of them are like really high quality. I would want to make a demo reel with those, and present that.
I know in the radio business, your demo tape should be between 2 and 3 minutes. I've always said, well, when I get the right time and get focused and write something, I want to split the difference at 2.5.
Right.
It's a nice, safe, round number. What should, for the aspiring actresses and actors like yourself that's done the indie films and want to send something when they say, please send it in, how long should it be?
I'd say the same, because directors and casting directors, they don't have a lot of time on their hands, so they want to see something quick and fast, and it's got to be pow. It's just got to be indie. It's got to grab you. If it doesn't grab you, it's no good. But I have an interesting twist on this.
Okay.
This is another personal little secret of mine. I don't have a demo reel. And I don't really want to make one, because if I'm going to a casting director, I'm submitting myself for a particular project, I would rather show them, here's 5 movie trailers to 5 feature films I was in, than a demo reel. Because a demo reel, you don't really know where the stuff is coming from. Maybe you're in a bunch of short films or a bunch of extra things. But if you're showing them trailers to feature films you were in, they could look up the film. They could look on IMDb. They could do their research. They could see, wow, she had a supporting role, or he had a lead role in this film, and their name is in the credits. That's kind of cool. They were actually in something that we can... So it's kind of like a secret of mine. I mean, not everybody operates this way, but I kind of have my own style of how I go about. And I think the things that I'm doing is working, because I 2 years ago, I did 3 feature films in a year. This year, I'm doing 12. So there's something I'm doing right.
Yeah, and the reason I ask that is, radio is radio. You're being judged on your voice.
Right, of course.
Television, as far as news, you read a script and you see the face and it's done. Well, TV and movies, like you said, depending on what the project is, do you need to have a demo reel for drama, horror, comedy? There's so many genres in the film. I would think you would want something that would encompass all of it, or you just sit there and spend a lot of money, have it cutting one for each one, then, which one, and you send the wrong one in, or it's just, I would find it kind of confusing to figure out how to send it in. I mean, I was just, everyone who's been in the schools and in the industry that's told me, just read a news story. They're not looking at your face. They're just looking, for your voice. Right. The news, as the saying goes, you're just a talking head. Whatever's up in front of the teleprompter, you kind of read, but you do have the news there. But it's you're not memorizing lines. You don't have boom operators. You don't have this. You're not feeding off of anybody. I mean, we could feed off of each other, and this by just talking. But in movies, you gotta read. Because I brought that up because last week. Tina Grimm was in, and one of the things she needed to do, and I have a whole nother level of respect for you all. She needed for a TV show to do a little demo reel. Okay. And the person that was going to shoot it fell through. Okay. So she came in, and we did it after the show, and she asked me if I could read. I'm like, okay, yeah, I've always said, all it is just talking. I don't see how hard it's going to be. Now, okay, she handed me the script, and she had it memorized, so she had her emotions and all that. And I was reading the script. And I'm like, God. Wow. And it wasn't when I say it wasn't a great script, she highlighted my lines for what I needed to say, but there were some run-ons. And I
hate when they do that.
And I'm looking at her, go, yeah, and I'm not looking at her.
Right.
I'm just sitting there following everything.
She's auditioning for a TV show, and there's run-ons in the script.
Well, when she cut and pasted it when it was sent to her, it didn't print out right.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't on the writer's end? Or
No. It was...
Okay, because I would not want to be auditioning for a TV show that had run-ons, because that tells me they don't even know how to write, let alone...
No, it would be, you have a paragraph, then for some reason when she printed it up, it jumped, and it would be in between her and my line, and I'm like not quite sure who that is. So I'm trying to follow along, and all of a sudden she's quiet, and I look up, and she's waiting for me to do the line. I'm like, damn, now I lost my place.
So how long did it take you guys to get through that, to do that?
I think 4 takes.
Wow. But I mean, how long? Like a half hour, 15 minutes?
I think about, what would you say, Chris? About 15, 20 minutes?
More like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't.
okay.
It was.
More like 10.
Yeah, it was real short. But it was an interesting thing to see what they wanted.
Sure.
They wanted a full body shot, the face. She, said who she was, number. Then I had to read, and everyone always asked when I got started doing what I'm doing. My high school, it's been about 28 years. Mm-hmm. My high school had a fully functional FM radio station. So I've, you give me a script or a news story, I could read it pretty much the way I'm talking. So I thought, this can't be that difficult, and I got sent, the tape of it, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how, bad I sound. And I sent her a message, said, man, I hope I didn't screw this up for you. But it was fascinating to see the process. And I was so worried not to screw it up. I'm looking at the script, never saw how she was acting. I was just hearing her voice, reading the lines. Okay, I speak. And when I saw it, I looked back. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. She was actually, going through like what the scene was going to be. It was just a different respect from doing it, because I don't know if it's just an ego or what. I sit there and go, it can't be that hard.
Right, of course.
I mean, I understand the emotion part, tears and, getting yourself to well up. When you have a scene in which you have to have raw emotion as far as tears, what do you think of, how do you cry? I mean, there's got to be something that will get you in that, because, you're just doing a script. How does an actress, where do they pull that from?
I will ask for 20 minutes, and I go away, and I think of really sad things that have happened to me.
Oh, okay.
And I'm able to come back crying.
Okay. I mean, it's not like putting a thumbtack in your shoe and stepping down on it.
No, it's not. Because the emotion has to come within. If you're just like crying because you're in pain, like that's a different emotion than crying because you're heartbroken over something. Those are two different emotions. So you as an actor, you really have to get in the mood. Like even with Corey, it was interesting because Corey has a completely different mindset than I do. I mean, even any of the other characters I've ever played, because they were all like normal people. Okay. So, in between takes, sometimes people are like, lollygagging and talking and BSing. But like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't be like happy and taking pictures. Like I had to stay in Corey mode. So I would go off with my axe and I would just continue to rehearse lines, or I would, walk around, or I would think about things, or I'd look at the walls and just be deep in thought. And I mean, I had to stay in the moment because it was such a dramatic role. Yeah. And in my opinion, I think it was my best role so far. However, I just got cast in a 2-movie series kind of thing where I think that role might become my best role ever.
Okay.
So, we'll see.
I'm an ad-libber. When someone wants me to do a voiceover, how much freedom do I have? Well, what do you mean? Well, what are the highlights of this thing you want me to read? Because I'll just kind of add this. And I caught myself doing that a couple times with her. I mean, the lines are still the lines.
Sure.
I just, tweaked them a little bit, but it was still the same idea. Do you get a lot of freedom to do that, or it all depends on the director and how he wants the script done?
It depends on the director. I don't like ad lib because I feel like when I make a lot up, make up maybe a the or an whatever sign, but if I make it, just ruins the plot. It throws the other actors off. Like, I was in a movie, okay, where I had all my lines memorized. I was one of the leads, and then the other lead, like, totally ad-libbed everything. Basically, changed the entire story almost, and it became such an issue with the production team, and it just, we worked it out, but it was a nightmare trying to work with this guy.
We're going to take our break. We're going to come back. We're going to play a song by Europe. Then Tyrone and Justin will be joining us live from Atlanta. We're talking about the creation of Europe, where they came up with that name. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. Hang tight.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. The following message is for those with a credit score of 800 and below. Who wouldn't want better credit? Did you ever wonder how different life would be from just having a higher credit score? Are you tired of being turned down for any kind of loan or only offered high interest rates because your credit score is holding you prisoner? Life doesn't have to be that way anymore with access to Turnscor. By increasing your credit score only 50 to 100 points, it can potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest over just a 5 to 10 year period. It can be the difference in getting approved for a personal loan, business loan, high limits on credit cards, a brand new car lease, or even a home mortgage. We see so many ads from companies that give us our credit score, but once we get our credit score, what are they going to do to actually repair your credit? Unfortunately, nothing. Until now, Turnscor is the first automated credit repair platform that is simple, safe, and secure. You'll be empowered right from the comfort of your own computer, so you can challenge and repair your credit report to ensure it's fair and accurate. Turnscor is specifically developed with you in mind. There's no more need for an attorney, credit repair companies, or credit counseling. More importantly, no more need for paying higher fees. Turnscor will help you get back on track and get the buying power you need. So whether you have bad credit, average credit, or even good credit, Turnscor is helping turn lives around one credit score at a time. Go to turnscor.com and enter the promo code MSC20 and get $20 off your purchase. That's TURNSCOR.com. 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 Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. unsigned artists. What if I told you there was a place in Cleveland where you can get your merch made and have it sold in one location? What if I said you could bring your CDs and tickets to upcoming shows to this location? And what if I said you could do live acoustic sets at this location? I bet you're thinking there's no such place in Cleveland. Guess what? You'd be wrong. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland, and tell him you need merch made and you want to sell it in his store. Now, how cool is that? You can tell your fans to come down and get your stuff, and I think he'd ship your products to your fans. And he's local. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland today. 216-622-0377. That's 216-622-0377. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on Msc Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Heat 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Heard of the 7 deadly sins?
You are evil! Pure evil! Pure evil!
They're nothing compared to Uncensored Net Noise's 7th annual birthday bash.
But I gotta do this.
Friday, September 20th at the Rock City Tap House in Parma. Live on stage, it's Morality Check, Necros Obscura, The Burning Harlots, Darling Waste, and more for this amazing all-ages show.
Because of your words, I'm now ready to destroy.
All the details for the 7th annual Uncensored Net Noise Birthday Bash at MSCRadioNetwork.com. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningshowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and store monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more. And almost taste Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
User friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
Welcome back to the Russell Reed Show. Joining us from the ATL down in Georgia, Tyrone Johnson. What's up, Tyrone?
Hey, how you doing? On the line.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? This is Russell Reed. Thank you for calling in. You are from the up-and-coming band Yerp. Welcome to the show. And why don't you tell everybody about who Yerp is? And love the sound, my man. Love the sound.
Thank you. Justin? Justin, are you there?
Justin?
I guess my band is, my band member's not with me. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I can hear you too. Joining us is also Justin Hancock, the lead singer. Tyrone, you are the drummer. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, gentlemen. And how did you guys create Yerp?
Well, I mean, thank you for having us on. It started off me and the lead guitarist at the time, and we were like 12, 13, and over the years, just started meeting. Faye brought us to Tyrone and the other members, and I mean, just been working on stuff ever since. Coming up with ideas. I mean, it was, we didn't think it would actually be a band. At one point, we were just like, it's going to be us too, but, fate had a different plan for us.
And who are your influences? Because I'm listening, we played a little bit of your songs during the break, and Dirty Secret, and a couple other ones. I hear a little Nickelback in there, and some other groups. Yeah. Who inspired you guys? I mean, who do you, when you guys were, not doing your thing, who do you guys listen to?
Tyrone. Okay, I'll go on this one. What inspires my sound, or our sound of the band, or at least my part of the band, what inspires me, I'm inspired by Michael Jackson. That's one thing, and Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit. A lot of those late '90s new metal bands.
Okay. And Justin, who inspires you?
Well, about the same with Tyrone. I've always been a different breed, given the fact on a lot of the diversity that goes into our songs. I'm very same influences, but I go to a poppier side than Tyrone. I go to, it's embarrassing, 26-year-old man, but I could say it, which is Backstreet Boys.
Oh, man.
Taylor Swift. I said it, I know. But, when you're growing up in the 90s, anything that's on the radio, you're just, it was a very, I think it was one of the best times for really any music, really. So,
now,
you can call me all over the board, if you will.
My co-host tonight is the lovely Alex Russo, and she's an independent actress. I'm going to ask you this. As a group, an unsigned group, how hard is it to find someone to sign you, and how difficult is it to get your music into the right hands?
Well,
that's a task. We've we're still pushing and going every day. Every day it's like we get that little bit of I want to say it's a nudge from you can call it from up above, you can call it from wherever, but like recently we were playing on a very popular radio station down here in Atlanta, and they DJ made a very very nice comment about the music, and that right there was just another push to say, okay, you're on the right track. But I mean, we've brushed with Victory Records, and but things sort of fell through because a lot of things I've seen from a lot of popular bands like Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Hawthorne Heights, that you really need to do your homework before you just say, I want to sign with you, and let them just you call it selling your soul, if you will. I mean it's, you do all this music, but then you come out broke and you don't know what happened.
Yeah. The reason I asked that, we have a group up here that had the opportunity to sign with a fairly large label, and they had to give up creative control of their music, and they backed out of the deal, and this record company decided, well, we're going to make a copycat band. They already had a band there, but they were fairly normal, so they threw jumpsuits on them and put masks on them, and they became Slipknot. And we have, they became fairly big. Now, if you had your choice, would you rather be huge in Atlanta and just make a nice, long living doing stuff around town and being, household name there, or keep struggling for the national deal?
Well, I feel that we should keep struggling. That's the whole point of a starving artist. When you starve, you want it. You want it, and you're going to put 110% in, and you're going to get it. If you keep faith and you keep striving for positivity, it'll happen. I mean, not everything comes exactly when you like a snap of the finger. Everything is about at the right time. And that's what me and the rest of the band members, I'm sure Justin can agree on this, is that we're steady taking our pace. And there's a bunch of artists out here that I'm also saying from a hip hop level, because I'm a fan of hip hop. There's other men, people like Macklemore and Mac Miller. They've hit a big success without even needing a big record label. We will definitely love, and we're trying to strive to get a big record label, but we're never going to change who we are.
Okay. And take a quick minute and name the rest of your band members.
We got Rob Goldsmith on the bass. We got Jesse Fallbush as lead/rhythm, and then we got Jeremy. I just call him the Jer Madness on lead/rhythm, because we try to alternate so everybody feels like they're doing a big and important part. I think in a band, one of the biggest things you run into is everybody wants to be a star. Everybody's like, look at me. And what we try to do is as you can kind of tell in Dirty Secrets, in a lot of our songs, it's the bass opening up, because a lot of people don't like to play bass because they're like, the bass doesn't have any star roles. There's really not that many famous bass players.
Okay, and
except for Flea.
And the late Dave Entwistle from The Who.
I got a couple questions for him.
Okay, go ahead.
There's some, but there's not that. There's some, but there aren't that many.
Exactly.
Like, you go all day, you could go down to Christmas list of guitar players.
Exactly.
What's the music scene like down there in Atlanta right now?
Death metal.
Is it really?
There's a lot of death metal going on down here. Mm-hmm.
And is there a big response? Okay, let me ask you this: what type of music? What kind of genre of music are you guys trying to put out right now?
An alternative rock kind of feel. Dirty Secrets is I consider Nickelback and bands like The Doors Down a very alternative rock, mainstream. Very, because it gets caught in your head and you want to sing it all day. And we're one of the very few alternative bands here in the Atlanta area trying to promote alternative rock, while others it's metal, metal, metal.
Is there a lot of clubs down there in Atlanta right now that will, they're mostly death metal clubs down there, or are there clubs that will take you in with open arms and let you play?
Yeah, particularly there like a lot of the venues down here. Like one of the venues that we play the most is the Masquerade. Is located down right in the middle of Atlanta, and they play all type of music. They got all type of bands from hip hop, metal, indie bands, and it's usually the promoter that really that gets like a group of bands that are fit the same sound. And they'll call us because they know us, and they'll be like, okay, we're doing an alternative festival, and we're gonna have like certain different alternative bands because Europe is an alternative band. They'll put us in that time slot, but we're so diverse that we can be in a metal scene and we can be in an alternative scene, and still pull off a good show.
All right, my last question is, where do you see your guys in the band in 5 years? Where do you see yourselves in 5 years?
Justin, do you want to see that? say that again?
I would say I see us signed. Right now, we're at a very crucial point finishing Europe's first album that has really been in the works for, like I said, about 12, 13 years. And if anybody knows anything about music, 12, 13-year-old pieces of music that are just being constantly worked on and changed, and, that means that this album is going to be it's going to be great. And the great thing about it is, all years, we have enough material for about 2 more albums right after that have just as much time, passion, and everything to go along with the first one.
And how did you guys come up with the name Europe?
Right. Justin?
Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to say it. Every band has one who dabbles in, let's say, extracurricular activities, if you will.
Okay.
Ours, I called him one day, and I was trying to get everybody together for practice and some musical ideas I wanted to bounce off. And I call him, he answers the phone, and all I can hear is him breathing. And I'm like, hello, hello. And about 2 minutes later, I was getting so agitated, I about throw the phone. I was like, are you alive? And then Jesse, I think he meant to say yes, but it came out as yerp. And right then and there, I was like, that's it. It was a band name.
And that would be Flatbush?
Fallbush.
Fallbush. So you have a Fallbush, you have a Johnson, and you have a Hancock.
You have a cock.
Mm. And the name genitalia never came to your mind.
The names that go by.
You all seem to be running on a theme. Now,
genitalia gentleman.
Genitalia gentleman. Now, real quickly, how can people listen to your music?
Tyrone.
You can listen to our music on our Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/YerpMusic. And there's also a link on there that connects to our Reverb Nation. It's reverbnation.com/Yerp. And we have all our updates on the music that we're going to be putting out and any shows that we're going to be playing. And we also have a Twitter account. You can follow us on Twitter at YYerp, the letter Y and then Yerp, all lowercase. And Justin Hancock over here posts up some ridiculously funny tweets. So if you want to get in on that action, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. And we also have a YouTube page. If anybody wants to subscribe to us on YouTube, just go to YouTube, type in Yerp Band, and then subscribe to us, and that's how you can get to us.
Very, very cool. And you have no gigs coming up. You're in the studio remastering everything that you've done for a CD release, correct?
Yes. We are, in the process of doing that and just adding more and more to really make this album the best we could possibly make it.
All right. And I just want to thank you guys, Tyrone and Justin, for allowing me to play your music on my show. That's very cool. You guys are going to go places. I've over the years had a lot of people say, listen to this, listen to that. But, honestly, I love your sound. I mean, Dirty Secret is, probably my favorite jam off your CD. And I want to thank you very much for allowing me to play it on my show.
Thank you very much, man.
And we'll keep in touch. And as soon as you have something, I'll be, it's my new lead-in for my show is Dirty Little Secret. So I'll be giving you a lot of love, and I'll make sure everybody gets a chance to listen to it, because I think you will be signed very, very soon. And, give my best to everybody, and I shall remain in touch and try to get the other band members on in a few weeks, in weeks to come when they have the opportunity.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Hey, not a problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for taking your time off. That's Tyrone Johnson, Justin Hancock from the Atlanta group Yerp. Make sure you check them out. I guarantee you'll love their sound. You gentlemen have a great evening. I'll talk to you real soon. And Thursday, September 5th, the world premiere of Candyland. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not an adult film. It is a horror film. We're talking about that in the break. It's got that name that
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. I haven't said before, and Alex, go ahead and say it. I know you've been thinking about it. Feel free to check out www.russellreed.com for the past interviews and the trailer clips. Continued success, sweetie. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Russell. Look forward to the next time.
And bring a couple of your trailers and short bits, and we'll give you some
just
love.
Real quick, I actually have several movies releasing this fall. None of them have dates set yet. Just got word, I think October, November, at least 2 or 3 of them actually. So
okay, and when they do, we'll definitely bring you back. And,
alrighty.
$10 to get in.
Yep.
You can meet the cast and crew. Ari will be playing afterwards.
Yes.
And next week, tentatively, we're going to have Autumn from Autumn's Tipsy Treats. They're a local company here that have a patent-pending process to put alcohol into a cupcake and equals 1 shot of alcohol. And from what you've said and everybody else is, you eat enough of them, you'll get a little buzz. So we're going to find out a little bit about that. And Lisa Neild, her son was running a little late in his cross-country meet. Mom's got to do what mom's got to do, and she'll be on September 12th. So, we'll handle that. I'm out of here. Everybody have a great night. Take care. We'll see you in Thursday of next week.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.